Hey guys, thanks for checking out the channel. Hit the like button if you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe. And also, remember to hit that bell for notifications for when we drop new videos.
Because of the obvious threat to untold numbers of citizens, and because of the crisis which is even now developing, this radio station will remain on the air day and night. Officials and newsmen at first discounted those eyewitness descriptions as being beyond belief. However, the reports persisted.
Listen to them. Children of the night. What music they make.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Boogeyman Radio. I am Dr. A-Hole, a.k.a. Dave.
I'm Charlie. Glad to have you here.
You know what? This is going to mess me up a little bit. Because I have to look over this way. No.
No, you did it the wrong way. Yeah.
Better this way.
Yeah.
It's better
angles,
this way.
man. Come on now. It's all about the angles.
Well, we used to have it switched. I thought.
Nope.
It was just me.
Who knows? Maybe it's just you. Or maybe it's Maybelline.
Maybe. Can't wait to see you again, both of you. Aw, thanks.
Aw, thanks. Thanks, Jerry. Appreciate that. It was fun investigating with you. I had a blast.
He wasn't talking to us. He was talking to the ladies.
Definitely
Talking to the ladies. Gotta work on my game.
It's fine.
Gotta work on my game.
Hi, Cassie. Hi, Jess. Good to have you both here as well.
Yes.
Anybody else in the chat that's not said anything, it's great to have you here as well. Anybody over at Kick, thank you for being here. We greatly appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, man. Totally.
What?
So fucking sexy.
I am so tired. I am so worn out. But here's the thing. I'm not as tired as when we went to the investigation last weekend. Last weekend, I was so dead.
Yeah.
I felt like I took I took a power nap of 5 hours. Yeah, I know. That's sleep for a lot of people. I got home immediately, just crashed for 5 hours. Jess and I were actually talking about it, and it just seems like whatever's going on there at Whiteface, it is so exhausting.
The paranormal hangover.
Oh yeah, it's real. Like it was worse than I think it's probably one of the worst that I've had. Except, oh god, man, when we did Missouri State Penn.
Yeah.
I was
you
so
did
tired.
a lot of riding.
But I was going to say, but
and
that also includes all the riding that I did for 3 days straight.
Yeah.
I was so fatigued. I was so tired, dude. I was so tired. But yeah, it was, oh man, it was so much fun. Had a blast. I mean, it doesn't disappoint. We had some great hits on tech. We had some bumps. We had some knocks, some randomness, for sure. But it was pretty good. But before we get into that, how was your week?
Exhausting.
Yeah.
Absolutely freaking exhausting.
Can you believe it's already July 22nd?
I know,
It's just gone. Just flew by.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fall before we know it. It's gonna be Halloween.
I'll tell you what.
Spooky season begins in August, y'all. I'm saying it. What?
I'll tell you what. Something was in the air Saturday night. I don't know if you guys felt it. I noticed this with a lot of people. Several different people.
Yeah.
Were they seemingly aggravated or
I was so
confrontational.
mad Saturday. I was pretty upset Saturday, actually.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah, so dude,
Saturday was I don't know. Yeah, sorry, go ahead. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, when I woke up Saturday morning, I received a text from work about some BS that was going on, right?
Yeah.
And then, so that number one irritated me. And then John seemed like he was in a bad mood.
You know what it is? It's that full moon.
That's what I was going to say. But just talking to other people throughout the day, everybody seemed like they were in a bad mood or, something was up. And
Exactly.
Maybe it was
Hey,
full
Josh.
moon. Mercury was in retrograde.
It's on retrograde.
No,
What about intrograde? I don't. Whatever is that? I don't know. Anyway, I was so upset Saturday. It was like, I don't know. It was like one last minute thing after another.
Right.
It was just like,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It wasn't just you, man. It's no big deal.
I knew
wasn't
there were.
just you, I promise.
So, for clarification for everybody, did some filming for Haunting History at a location on Saturday. I knew there was a reason why I didn't invite you. I knew there was, and I think because of Malvern was it.
Yeah, Malvern.
But-
it makes sense.
But Jen was like, I had mentioned that we were going to be up by you,
Yeah.
and something, and Jen was like, why don't you just invite him? I was like, there's a reason I didn't. I couldn't remember what it was.
It's all good.
And then I was like, why was it that I didn't invite him? And then I was like, fuck it, I'll invite him.
And then I mentioned Malvern. You're like, yeah, he might need
That's
sleep.
it. Yeah, that's it.
That's the one. Yeah,
Totally.
Yeah. But no, it was my brother was also running in a derby on Saturday, and I hadn't planned on going like the entire day. And then I got a call like, "Hey, you want to come down?" And it was like 3, 4, 5, I don't know, somewhere in there. And I was like, "I am already set for the evening. Sorry, I've already got things going on. Sorry." It's just one of those things. And then another thing, but the weather didn't help either. I was hoping to go to the zoo that day early on to go with my sister and my niece, but they were calling for rain, so I was just like, we'll call it off. It had been like a solid 10-20% chance, like, and it went up to like 50. I'm like, you son of a buck.
Sorry, I stole him. I'm just gonna poach your team members until you come investigate. I don't have team members. I have one team member.
Yeah,
one team member.
Technically, I'm not on a team. We're just good friends.
We're paranormal free agents.
That's right. We just
By the
love
way,
to
I'm
help.
drinking tonight. In case
Oh,
anybody's
good.
wondering.
Sounds like a great time.
I just started.
Couldn't tell. But yeah, my week was pretty much the same too. Just kind of dragged on a little bit, but I just had a busy week at work. But other than that, really not a whole lot. I mean, geez, I had Malvern last night, which was awesome. Had a good time, always do. Didn't get to see Josh, for all you Joshites out there. Josh fanatics. So, right.
You know they make a
Joshites.
cream for that.
Does it come from Josh? I'm sorry.
No.
No.
It's a new flavor of KY.
Hey, what's up? Good to see you, Josh.
Not that
It's a
Josh.
new flavor of KY. No, different Josh. Not Josh in the chat. Different Josh.
It's a preventative.
Very, very
like
much so.
spermicide. What?
But
He
so
said it.
pretty
He
much
said
we're
it.
getting there. We're just chilling. As you know, it's about 3 hours away. Jerry beat us there, which I mean, I kind of figured that was going to happen. And
He
Lewis,
beat you there?
Jerry.
Jerry.
I know he's abusive. Son of a
Hands to
fucking woman.
yourself.
That's what he gets. That's what he gets. He tried to scare me. I was in the bathroom. He just like knocks on the door, and I'm like, "You son of a!"
Let me in.
I had to change clothes shortly
Pervert.
after, but it's fine. What? It's cool.
So, let me in.
Yeah. I think he
Damn
got
it,
the
Jerry.
idea because I told him about the story about you scaring the crap out of me with that basement steps.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And then later on, he
yeah.
just tried to scare me too, but overachiever, exactly. But him and Jess they did a session down in the basement. It was unlocked, so I did not go down there because I've already been down there, and me and basements don't get along, obviously.
Yeah.
So I just honestly took a nap for like, I don't know, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, if that. Because I was already tired before we got there. I'd been up since like 6 or 7, and so I was just super tired. But yeah, so we get there. We're kind of just chilling. Lewis leaves. We start down. Technically, when I started investigating, because they did the basement and the attic, and I don't know if they got anything, but they would have to say. So we decided.
Have
We
you been drinking?
Maybe a little.
I'm disarted.
I just.
Yeah, got you. I love it whenever like it hits a second later. You're about to
She's like,
respond and
"Oh."
it hits like, damn it.
It's because there's
Sound
a
like
delay.
Biden.
If he's alive, we don't know.
You're a sucker.
You're the sucker. You're the loser. Help me out, Brian. Or what does he say? Help me out, Red Man. I can't remember what
Red
he
Band.
said. Red Band. That's it. God, that was such an excellent Kill Tony episode, man. That was so good.
Hey.
Hey.
Who crapped my pants?
Right. Yeah, why don't you say that to my face? It was so good. So funny.
Yeah, great. Good
When
stuff.
the
Anyway.
waitress came out, that was probably
Oh, yeah.
the funniest.
Those are the best.
They're the best. I know. I felt them. I can't do his impersonation. It's fine. Oh yeah, I smelled them. You guys don't know what we're talking about.
Everybody's always asking, "Where's all the American tits?"
Well, they're coming across the border streams.
Mexican tits, fentanyl tits. One sucking your dead. If you guys haven't, go check out the Kill Tony on
I'm dying right now.
on YouTube, where they had
I'm gonna have to watch it tonight before I go to
Biden
bed.
and Trump on there. It was fucking hilarious.
Shane Gillis was actually supposed to be a guest. Like he wasn't planned. He just showed up.
Yeah.
Good to have you, AJ. Oh man, it was so stinking funny. It was so planned, or is it not? So, yeah. Anyways, so back on track here.
Yeah.
We decided to go down to the nursing home hallway because obviously Shadow Man, duh.
Yeah.
We really wanted to concentrate more on Gracie and Rebecca and to try to see if the theory of, Gracie having multiple personalities, if that's the spirits that are in the manor, is
Right.
essentially just Gracie's personalities. So we really tried to concentrate on that, and then tried to reach out to some of the owners and stuff. And I also wanted to test the theory of the number one, Dave.
Yeah.
And anytime, and this is before we get into like the major details, but I think 2 or 3 times I had mentioned, "Is he here?" Not preface his names, anything. Just, "Is he here?" All activity would just immediately flatline. Immediately everything would stop. EMF, we were getting like amazing EDI EMF hits, like regularly. And I'm not saying like regularly, like it's kind of too good to be true regularly, but we were getting EMF hits.
Where were you getting them at?
So we were down. So to start the night, like I said, we were in the nurses wing, whatever. We had cat balls lined up, not in every single door, but just about every door. We had it in the doorway.
Good God.
I know that was
Yeah,
well.
fortress
Jessica
of
has
cat
like
balls.
a bag of like 20. I've got a bag of 6, so we managed to do
Got a
good.
big bag of balls.
Hey, just in case some batteries go out, But so we had that, and then she also had her string EMF lights,
Right.
which I freaking love those things. By the way, they're amazing. She also brought her REM pod, which I want to just say this now, it didn't go off at all. So the day that thing actually does go off, and I'm there, I'm probably gonna believe it. Like when no one's around it and it actually goes off, because that thing seems like it takes a lot to go off. It was super cheap on Amazon. Well, what's super cheap to you, Jess?
Yeah.
Yeah, Miss Moneybags. I'm kidding. I'm just totally kidding. So
Hey, you're a hacker. Hack my bank account. Put like $40 million in there.
she does the defense, not the offensive hacking, but she does.
Well, I mean,
know how to
she
do
knows
the
how to
offense.
do it.
Yeah. She's in security, guys. Don't take it too far. Jeez, okay? You have to learn that stuff.
She's like, I will find you.
Yeah, exactly. You're not supposed to tell my secrets. Anyways, so we were in the Shadow Main hallway, and $20. But that's it. Oh, she's talking about the cat balls, not the string lights. Yeah, you're not wrong. They are cheap. If her and I were talking, we were like, could you imagine the people who has this company, like when it first started off, before it like exploded? They're just like, man, a lot of people in America are just ordering cat balls. Like, what the hell? There's a lot of cats in America. Jeez. And then
America, they've got a
right,
cat.
America. Yeah. Good restore.
They're coming from the
America.
border.
They're coming from the border. It's just not great.
We have to
Anyways,
screen the cats.
You almost kind of like you're talking to it like, kind of
Again,
sound.
singing.
Cadence. Yeah, but Shane's right. It's like I watched a video on like how he does it, and it's honestly he just does Trump's cadence.
His movements
And his
too. Like,
he's like you delay it by like a second after you say something. He says you say it, then like a half second to a second, then you do the movement, and that it really is so true. Journey into the Haunted made the REM pod. I love Marcus. Nice.
I don't mean to cut you off, but I have to ask Jess a question. Jess, did you get any further with your
Yes,
box?
and the color looks sweet.
Okay,
It's
so
got like
she
a
got
Joker
it already.
theme.
Oh,
Yeah,
beautiful.
it's like a green and purple. It's awesome.
Yeah,
She didn't
I just
bring
wanted to
it
make
with
sure.
her, but I think they I think it's in the mail. I think. I'm pretty sure she said she got it. Like it's out, ready to go.
Okay. Good.
So yeah, we were down in the hallway, and I was sitting. Okay, I was sitting in the chair that would, if you're sitting in the chair, you could, like right in front of me is the hallway leading past Gracie's room going down to the main area. So I could see all the way down that hallway. We kept the door open because I was like, I have never actually investigated with this door open. I want to do it. Jerry was facing down Shadow Man hallway. He was to my left, in the kind of in the corner next to like where the edge, where the wall curves to go down to Rebecca's room. He was in that little corner right there. And then Jess was to my right, looking down towards Rebecca's room. We had all the lights off. Like I said, we had the cat balls and stuff. We were asking questions, and we didn't really do any like major groundbreaking questions this turn, but we decided to just ask like the basic, like, hey, somebody wants to come and talk to us, like try to get our energy out there, like call on anybody at the manor to come and talk. Right. And I started off, I was like, hey, we've got cat balls in every single doorway. We know that you like cat balls. Josh uses them, and he's seen them, or they go off. So we know that you know how to use them. Feel free to go and touch them and to make them go off, and that way we know which doorway you're in. So the only cat ball that went off, and it actually went off, like, I would say for a good probably 5 minutes. Not like stayed on for 5 minutes, but like it was going with questions. And we tried the volume. We tried the, not the pitch, but the accentuation of, we tried how loud our voices were, essentially. Whatever that. Well, because, vibration in your voice can set the balls off, for sure. So if you're too loud, it can set the ball off, like especially in small rooms. Yep. But so we tried, my voice, it carries. So I got pretty loud, and it didn't go off at all. We were like, okay, that's good. Thank God. Because that's something Jess and I, Mitch, were testing at Whiteface. Like it's very easy for sound to bounce around in that place, and my voice sets off cat balls for sure. Yeah, we all yelled to make sure that they weren't being set off. So we were still just asking normal questions, what have you, and we gave them permission to come out of their rooms. We were like, hey, Josh is giving you permission, the nurses are giving you permission, everyone come out of the room and just hang out and have a good time. Well, we thought we heard some movement down, or like a knock or something down in Shadow Man hallway at one point. And then we had that cat ball. If you're looking down Shadow Man, on the left wall, it's 2 doors down. That cat ball specifically was going off. Here's the thing. We were like, hey, let's go ahead and move them. Like after 5 minutes, I was like, hey, let's move them and see if anything else, like any of them will be set off over there. Couldn't get another one to go off. Even that one we shifted to a different spot would not go off. And to me, I'm starting to really, I'm not starting, but I do believe that there is some uses for them. And basically, like during the tour, we didn't really have a lot of cat ball interactions. Like it was pretty quiet for cat balls. So it happened. We were like, oh, that's pretty sweet. Mind you, every now and then Jess's EMF tripwire would go off. And then here's the weird thing. This is where it got really weird. When we went to switch the ball, I went to go grab that one. Before I picked the ball up, the ball lights up by itself. Wasn't my footsteps. We're on carpet. I'm lightly stepping, so I make sure I don't turn it on. As I reach down for this ball, before I touch the ball, we're like, okay, that was kind of weird. So then I switch it. I put another ball there, take it, give it to Jerry. He puts it in front of Rebecca's room. I sit back down, and my EMF detector that's been on and sitting next to me on my left starts going off. My phone's off. Well, it's on airplane mode. No Bluetooth, no nothing. Everybody else's phones. Jerry's phone was off. Jess's phone was off. Wasn't Bluetooth, or not Bluetooth, airplane. So we started getting EMF hits from that, and we were like, did something just follow me from when I went to grab the ball, and it just followed me back to my spot?
Probably trying to kick your ass for taking its ball.
I know. That's what I'm wondering. So,
you fucking idiot.
But it was going off like pretty like doot, 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 doot. I know that sounds stupid for those that use the EDI meter. There's like a chirp sound to it that it goes off. So that's why I say that. So that was weird. And then eventually it just kind of stopped. Like it stopped happening. After that, we pretty much, because we couldn't get any answer. Well, we heard actually some more sounds coming from the wheelchair. Well, I say it's the wheelchair room, but it's the room across from Rebecca's where there's 2 wheelchairs in there.
Yeah. Room 6.
Yeah, room 6. So we heard some noises from there. But at one point we were just like, let's go take a break. Let's go reset. We'll be fine. So we decide to go up to Hank's room after our break. Of course, it's Hank.
Little hanky-panky.
Oh, hanky-panky. We were teasing him a little bit because, as you know, and Josh has talked about it, the whole Stormy Daniels thing in Hank's room.
And she's got our photo right on one of those.
Well, he took that away. Josh did. It's in his office.
Oh, I bet.
And so Lewis told us about that, and he's like, hey, tease him about it a little bit. We're not antagonizing. We're just giving him a little bit of heck.
About, like, taking the photo.
Yeah.
Because he's got a thing about our tits.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. So we started teasing him, and it seemed like we were getting a little bit of EMF hits when that would happen. But here's the really cool thing. Jess was sharing a story. So I guess to kind of set the mood here, there was a cat ball in the drawer where his clothes are, and we were like, let's just kind of back away. We're all sitting down. We're not moving. There's a cat ball in that drawer where the clothes are. This thing didn't go off at all, like in the beginning of our session. Right. She starts talking about how when she was stationed in Germany, I'm not going to give the full details here, but when she was stationed in Germany, they threw a birthday party. Well, they took a friend out on the town for a birthday party, and let's just say the drinking age is 18. Yeah. So they didn't decide to just go to a bar. They went and did something else, which I'm not going to talk about. Something that is legal over in Germany, which I actually had no idea is legal. So they took him out, and she told him like all the details, like stuff that had happened and stuff. And the ball lit up twice. One time when they were mentioning like because as working in the military, if you're in the bar, they're trying to hire you for services in other locations.
Right.
She says hoe house. Perfect. So they're taking him to a hoe house. I didn't know what I could say or not, Jess, So it lit, like when she was talking about how her and her friend were like getting smashed on Jack Daniels and Cokes, it was pint glasses, and there was probably about, 3/4 Jack and a little of Coke. Yep. They were getting messed up. And when she was talking about that, the ball lit up. So something to do with the Jack Daniels. I was like, okay, well, that's interesting. And then it lit up again when I'm pretty sure she started talking about the actual, like, hoe house because I didn't know this, but ladies are not allowed to go in there. At that time, women are not allowed to be in there except the workers. Yeah.
Weird.
It was an exclusive men's thing. Now, today's day and age, it might be different, right?
I'm sure it is.
Right. But I'm guessing is because they wanted gals to work at the strip club. That's what it was. That's what I was talking about. But I'm guessing it's just because it's the best way to avoid drama is my guess. And I'm sure, like, I'm just going to say gigolos over there. I'm sure they're mostly women, probably. I'm sure there's men, but yeah. So it was just one of those funny stories. And the cat ball lit up twice with that, with the EMF detector also lighting up with the cat ball. Huh. Yeah, it was really cool. And the EMF detector was actually on the other side of the room. His clothes are over here, where the cat ball was, and then the EMF detector was over by the wall where that bathroom is. So, I'm trying to think what else happened. So kind of started dying down. We didn't really get anything after that. Then we decided, hey, we're up here. Let's just shift to the zigzag hallway, the captain's hallway. So immediately we start feeling cold spots. Like, as we're walking through this place, you just feel like a cold breeze going to hit you.
That hallway is usually pretty damn warm anyway.
Oh, yeah.
It's like thin walled.
I know. Well, that's the thing. They were up there earlier when I was taking a nap. They were up there, and they were investigating in some spots, and it was just they came back downstairs. They were drenched in sweat. Now, not as bad as the things that we'd been on, but they were. You could tell it was hot up there already, and I was like, okay, great. Let's save that for later. Let's get one session in when we don't have to go up there yet. So, we decided to go to the blood hallway, and we set up. I'm trying to remember here how we set this up as far as tech goes. I think we got so focused on everything that was happening because, the lady who caught the gremlin, right? The little gremlin looking gray thing. Dude, I kid you not. We were seeing little figures move around in this hallway. It was so weird. Jerry saw one, like, so Susie's room lets a light come in, right? And the light from the outside come through the room, the door's open, so it shines on the wall.
Yeah.
He swears he saw something pass in front of that, but not the size of a child like Susie, or not Susie, Eunice. Or Eunice. Yeah, where they were 12 years old, right?
Yeah.
So it wasn't the size of a child, it was much smaller. And Jerry saw one. I'm pretty sure I saw one. And Jessica saw one. It was very strange. There is something weird in that hallway. Yeah, she's now, yeah, exactly. Now called it the Gremlin hallway. It's, and then we were getting some cat ball hits. We did a couple Echovox sessions that were pretty good. It's so weird going back to that device after having used it in a long time, because as you know, that phone up doesn't have word banks. It doesn't have programmed words. It's just phonetics. So it's so interesting. Like when you do hear a word come through, you're like, huh? Like it's not multiple syllables, not just one syllable words.
I mean, I've used it a couple times, but I've never had it like just continue our conversation like we had at McIntyre Villa.
Right. That was nuts.
I can assume at this point, like you've probably used it a couple times since, but just I would assume it just wasn't the same. Like,
oh no, it's definitely not the same. Like we were getting full on responses at McIntyre. Every now and then we'd hear a word, or I thought I heard when I did an Estes session up there, I thought I heard like a child. It was weird. It's not one of the programmed phonetic sounds. It sounded like a child. But yeah, so weird. So we started actually getting some really like not so good feelings. Like it seemed like something was upset up in that hallway.
The captain.
I wouldn't be surprised. I like that hallway, except it gives me the heebie-jeebies. To me is like I don't even find the Shadow Man hallway that scary. That hallway gives me the heebie-jeebies. I don't know why necessarily, but it does.
Well, I mean, you think about a few times that you and I've been there. We've had the voice
stuff. Yeah.
The moment where I was live streaming up there and had the footsteps, and I thought it was you.
Yep.
And you're like, nope, I'm down here.
Yep.
But
oh yeah, Jess got a good point. Well, I'm not done with the EMF yet. We'll get to that. I'm pretty much explaining the entire night. That I thought was notable. So after the Shadow Man hallway, we decided to take another little break, and I think at this point we decided to go do the experiment of, which I thought this was actually really weird. We decided to do an experiment where Jess actually had really good luck the last time she was there with Rebecca. She caught a really good Class A EVP from Rebecca's room, and I wanted to just kind of like go along with that again. So the way I'd planned it was Jerry and which is not really an experiment, it's just trying something out.
That's experimenting.
I know, but usually experiments have like this whole elaborate thing. Anyways,
it's a stigma.
Exactly. So Jerry, Jess, and I were all in Rebecca's room. We're just talking about like basically how bad it feels. Like, you know, we're sorry that this happened to her. She's cared about, she's loved, all this kind of stuff.
Right.
Trying to get her to contact with us at all. We get a couple hits on the EMF detector, and then we had a string light, about maybe a light or two into Rebecca's room, and then the rest of it was out in the hallway. And we would hear occasionally some noises down on the other end of the hallway, down towards Shadow Man, cat and mouse stuff, you know.
Yep.
So I decided, I was like, because it didn't seem like the activity was really going off. So we decided to keep Jess in there, and Jerry and I were going to be just outside the room up against the other wall, just to see if a range thing might, you know, test it, you know.
Yeah.
She wasn't getting anything. Nothing. She didn't really have anything happen, so we decided to just actually leave the area, and we went back to the kitchen, and we were just chilling there for like maybe between 5 and 10 minutes, just to see if she could get any activity whatsoever.
Right.
We get back. She had nothing but maybe a couple sounds on the other end of the hallway. So that was weird, right? So then we decided to kind of switch it up, and then Jerry and I sat in the room, and she was just outside the hallway. I kid you not. We're talking about, like, I started kind of talking about the whole theory of, well, what if maybe Rebecca is one of Gracie's personalities too? Mind you guys, we do know Rebecca was a real person that was submitted by her husband, but that doesn't mean that Gracie couldn't have taken on her persona as a personality. Just keep that in mind. So after I had mentioned that, because I didn't even mention it. I was thinking it, and then I say Gracie, and then the EMF detector just goes boom, boom, like blue lights, sound, everything. And before then, I was saying do doot doot for yes, one doot on the EMF detector for no. And like I said, I was about to say Gracie or Rebecca, and I said Gracie, and it just goes doot doot. I'm like, oh, like just interesting, right?
Right.
So I'm thinking, I was like, okay, I don't know if it is the case where Rebecca is Gracie, Gracie's Rebecca kind of thing. I don't know if that's the case. But I thought it was weird that I had a solid EMF hit, that was all the activity that I really had. I mean, I had a couple more EMF hits, but as far as in that area, when I said the whole Gracie or Rebecca kind of thing, that was really cool. I thought it was awesome. But after that, or during that session though, Jess kept hearing stuff again at the end of the hallway, like it was trying to get us to come down there or something. And then she said she saw one of those little gremlins go in the closet, like on the other side of the nursing wing station.
Where
There's
I
a
hid?
little closet there. Yeah. Well, no,
Or
not
across the
in that
hallway?
room, but it's right like where those like sliding
Okay, across the
closet
hall there.
doors. Yeah, right there. So she swears she saw a little gray goblin go in there, the little gremlin, and do its thing. Actually, where you hid, they cleaned it up. There's nothing to hide behind in that room anymore. Yeah, I think it's because they had an event there for the town like a while back, so they cleaned up a bunch of the rooms. At least I think that's what it is. Don't hold me to that.
Yeah.
By this point, we're getting pretty tired. We are getting a solid, like, almost falling asleep. We decided to do 2 more experiments. And I honestly can't remember which one we did first. That's why I was so freaking tired. So we decided to do 2 more experiments. One was Estes session up in Blood Hallway, and then 2 was reading scary stories in the main greeting room, in the rec room on the wood floor, just to see.
Yeah.
So,
You know, people. Like
we read stories first. That's what it was. It was fun. It was the the small like scary stories to tell in the dark kind of thing. Yeah. It was a campfire setting essentially. We led it with don't tell the captain that we're having a campfire in his house when we're not actually having a campfire. It was just red light with a cloth over it.
Right.
And I mean, it was good. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. But the funny thing is, as we were telling our stories, like I think during Jerry's, and then my second story, because the first story I read was really short, but then I actually told a story off the top of my head, and like we all got EMF hits from because we had the ring lights all the way around us on the outside.
Yeah.
And we had solid EMF hits from the ring light during like specific spots of the stories. But here's something big that we found out that I think is big, and it's going to change things. And I would like to tell Josh about it. I hope Lewis does, but we actually debunked something big in that main room.
Is it the faces in the mirror?
No, something else. So, as you know, Jess's string lights, tripwire, spread around the room. She sets it down, and it's just like pegging in like three specific spots, 2 that are right next to each other, and 1 on the opposite side. And it's along that doorway going where you go in Josh's office to the left, and that safe room's to the right. So it seems like it's in a line, and we actually set it up to where we could get them like more of them on for sure. And she grabs my EDI meter and tries to like kind of start fanning around, see if we can get any hits. Well, it's all on the floor where all these hits are coming from. We're like, well, dang, now we can't do this or whatever. And we were like, you know what, whatever. We'll we'll ignore these 3 lights and we'll just keep going with our stories, or we'll do our stories and go from there. As soon as you turn that light switch off, all the EMF lights are normal. There's something in that light switch that pegs EMF through the floor. And
There's
here's the
probably
thing.
a line running though.
Well, that's what it has to be, right? Like, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So here's another thing too that Jess she just mentioned this as well. That wheelchair, right, where they place some tape. So they place
In
some
the
tape on
lobby.
the floor, and there's a wheelchair that would move towards the front door. So if there's possibly
Just
some
wanna-
magnetic, what?
Just want to say I've never seen it move.
Yeah, I haven't either. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That's what I was told.
I just want to
I'm just
clarify that. But
I'm saying from a
debunking aspect.
standpoint.
Yeah.
If there's something magnetic in those lines, who's to say that over time it doesn't slightly correct itself and move? Which, mind you, we didn't have a magnet to figure out if there is anything like that. But the fact that people would like take their EMF detectors and scan that wheelchair and be like, "Oh my God, it's going off like crazy." Well, the light's on.
Yeah.
You're like, Jess had a good point. They would move that wheelchair down the line and it would still peg in signal, but they're like, "Oh, but we moved the wheelchair. It's got to be on the wheelchair." Well, actually, it's because there's an electrical line going through the floor of some sort, and it's tied to that light switch. So it's the same thing where if you're in the captain's hallway, you're going to get major EMF hits along the floor because of those lights. No, I'm
Did you
telling
test?
you. Yes,
Did you
we
test
tested
the
it.
hallway?
Yes, we tested it.
You tested both areas.
Yes,
Okay.
we tested both areas because Jess stayed upstairs, and I went downstairs to turn the lights off because the light was on in that greeting room area, the recreation room, captain's room, whatever you want to call it, and turn the light switch off. The tripwire reset to normal. Turn it on, it's pegging like crazy. So you're getting major EMF from that floor as well.
I think something Josh should do is put a note in like the papers,
Yeah.
like saying, "Hey, here's something that we've been able to debunk. Just watch out for this when you're investigating."
Absolutely.
So all teams that go there, they know. Okay.
Exactly, dude. Especially during like events, major events or walkthroughs or what have you. Like, that would be good information to know that having those lights on, having that switch on, is causing major EMF to come through the floor.
You probably won't do it for events.
Probably not,
like,
because it's dark.
well, with
That room
the
gets
groups,
dark.
when you're doing events, like you want people to have a good time and let them get scared.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I don't know. That's meh.
Yeah, and K2s are faulty anyway, not even just with the wiring in the floors, but any kind of phone signal, any kind of radio signal. is
Yeah,
gonna
we
set those
didn't.
things
We
off.
actually
Like,
didn't have the Jerry's. I think it was
I
Jerry's
hate those
K2.
things.
We didn't have Jerry's K2 go off at all because we had all of our phones on
off or on.
Yeah,
airplane.
on. Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
we took precautions for sure to make sure signals weren't interfering with other signals.
Yeah, if somebody has a CB radio driving
oh.
by, that'll set it off.
Fun fact: Jerry's
like that.
Bluetooth headset or Bluetooth hearing aids will actually set it off too. Well, it actually set off my EDI meter. We debunked that pretty fast too. Because I noticed that like he was messing around with his phone, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna turn my hearing aids off," and it started chirping, and I was like, "Hey, do that again. Turn it back on. Turn it off.
Yeah.
Turn it on. Doot, doot, doot." I'm like, okay, weird, and then turns it off. Same thing. Doot, 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 with the signal going through. So, but we did notice from then on, like, pretty much Jerry didn't have his hearing aids on unless he was away, like, and I mean away from my EDI meter.
Right.
So we made sure to take precautions for sure. But yeah, so we figured that out, which I thought was sweet. So I definitely want to talk to Josh about that sometime. And then we shared our stories, which was a lot of fun. It was great. I actually really enjoyed it. And like I said, we gotta like, each one of us had a solid couple hits for each one of our stories. That was cool. And then we decided to go do a Estes method upstairs in the curvy hallway. And honestly, not much really happened because, for one, at first we used the PS device. I couldn't understand anything but radio.
Yeah.
It was all radio. So I was like, well, I can't use this. So luckily I had EchoVox, so I just went with EchoVox. Every now and then it would spit a word out that did line up with some things for sure. But the weirdest part of the entire time being up there, Jerry asks a question, or he says, hey, can you touch me on my shoulder? Like Jerry said, can you touch me on my shoulder?
Mm-hmm.
I felt like immediately after he said it, I felt a slight pressure on my back of where my shoulder is.
Huh.
Now, mind you, he didn't ask for it to touch me on the shoulder. He asked it for them to touch him on the shoulder. But, you know, what also is funny with that is Jerry was the first one who was doing the session, but then he's like, yeah, I can't hear anything but radio. Like, he's like, this might not be the right thing for me, which I understand. I totally get it. But that was definitely really weird. That was very strange. And at this point, we're just like, all right, let's go to bed. It's like 4:30 in the morning. We were so tired. And we just go to bed. I didn't hear anything out through the rest of the night. Yeah, it was a pretty fun investigation. It was great. Had a good time.
Nice.
It was long-winded and took most of the show, guys, but paranormal discussion.
Like, oh my God.
It's all about me and Jess and Jerry.
No, I like going to Malvern, man. I know you before the show you were like, I don't know how to feel about Malvern at this point. It's like, you know, it's like when you go to when you actively go to a location multiple times.
Yeah.
There's going to be times where you don't get anything. There's going to be times when you get a little.
Yeah, it's
gonna be
not
times
just
when
that. Yeah, it's not that really. It's I think that was my third time going there this year.
Burned you out.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I love going up there. Don't get me wrong. It's great.
Yeah, no, I know you do. But
I love that place. It's awesome.
But I get the burnout on locations. If you start going to the same locations over and over and over, like it does get a little redundant at a certain point.
I'm glad I'm actually getting a little bit of a break though in August because I don't think I have anything paranormal lined up in August. I can save some money.
Yet,
keyword yet, guys.
Yet.
But yeah, it was such a great time. I'm very thankful that Jess invited myself and Jerry along, and we actually were supposed to have 4 other people, but they were like, "Nah, I'm not going." What?
That's fair.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Yeah,
Sounds
I don't
good.
know. I think Malvern, for lack of a better term, has been a little overexplored.
Yeah.
Locally. I mean, what I mean by that is, like, for events, unless it's like a big celebrity that's there, or a paranormal celebrity, but like for events and like hell, just getting people together to just go ghost hunting, not a lot of people tend to go to those things anymore. And the place gets booked by teams, sure,
yeah,
but I think for like just going and doing something for fun, like people don't go there very often for that.
It's also 3 hours away
from everything. Unless you live in Omaha, then it's like 2 hours.
Yeah, exactly. Which, I mean, that's nice. But for me, it's 3 hours away, and it's just like, oh, that's a trek. That is a trek.
So I like going there for 2 days.
Yeah, if that definitely would sweeten the blow for sure. But, man.
Jerry says, always leave with more questions than I came with.
You know, it's funny that you say that, Jerry. Jess and I were literally talking about that on the way up there. We always just end up with more freaking questions. It's part of the puzzle piece, and it's just like when it seems like maybe one piece becomes connected, then not so much.
Then but what the hell is this doing over
exactly.
here? There's an extra piece. Where does this go? Yeah.
I've never been on an investigation. Yeah, that's fair. That is very fair. We did go stop by Inez's grave, though.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, we were left at like 10:50. We were like, hey, let's kill like 10 minutes because that's when the local restaurant opened.
Yeah.
And we were like, want to go to the graveyard? I'm like, yeah, I've never been. And she had never been either. So we were like, let's go find Inez. So we went there, and she's buried right next to her brother Otto.
Nice.
Like right next there. You can't miss it. Like it's actually like, I want to say one of the middle entryway or driveways. It's right off the road. Literally right next to the road. And it's
perfect.
a big thing that says Gibson. So they've got multiple family members there. But yeah, she was 12. Otto was 9 years old, and it's just it's kind of sad.
So he died not too long after she did.
Oh no! Sorry, he was 9 when she died.
Yeah.
He died in of a heart attack. Oh gosh, in 1933 or something like that.
Yeah, he lived a little bit.
Yeah, he definitely lived longer for sure. Here's the crappy thing, dude. She died in December 21st.
Yeah, I know.
4 days before Christmas. Your Christmas is ruined for the rest of your freaking life.
Yeah.
That's so sad. So sad. Was he in his 30s? Okay, that's what it was.
Yeah,
We also found out that it's a big bike town because there was a lot of bicyclists there.
Oh yeah. It's gotten stupid.
Well, it's I'm totally blanking on the name. Sorry, guys, but there's a certain name for a certain bike thing that comes through there, and it is full on tourist central for bikes.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because it used to not be that way.
Yeah,
I've noticed Malvern in certain areas has tried to add some things. To draw
like the
people
community
in.
center has a dirt bike track.
Yeah,
did not know that. They have a golf course, a dirt bike.
The golf
track.
course has been there.
Oh yeah, it's been there for a while.
They've cleaned it up a little bit.
Still, Rumor Ruthing Gummy.
All right.
It's Ragbri. That's what it was. Yeah, that was our name for it. Oh, what was really cool too is we actually saw a couple of helicopters crop dusting. It was pretty sweet. Like there was this one guy that really seemed like he was enjoying himself, and he was just diving down and like whipping that freaking helicopter around. It was pretty sweet. It was pretty cool. I enjoyed myself thoroughly. But I know you have something if you wanted to show it. Right?
Well, I've got a few things.
Okay.
Number one, as far as my investigation that I did, I'm not going to share any information on that. But
I wouldn't.
I will say, I'm probably going to go back there here sometime soon.
I definitely would.
And if we capture evidence on that second trip, I might do an event there.
Nice.
It's got good size to it. Can hold enough people.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I want to make sure that it's a good place to do that.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense. Like, are there plenty? Is there plenty of room to walk through?
Yeah,
like the walkways and stuff. Good. That would be a huge part of it, obviously.
Yeah.
That is very good.
And like without giving away too much, there's a section. So this place was a nursing home at one point, and there's a section that used to be a dining room.
Oh, cool.
The dining room's big enough where like I can host everybody in there, like to talk
cool.
and everything, and can make it like a chill spot. But yeah, I've talked to the ladies about this already, and they're 100% behind whatever I want to do.
They're on board. That's what's up.
Oh yeah, which is really cool.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, and then I came back. We got back Sunday morning at like 5 a.m.
Whew.
Yeah.
Wow. That had to be a trek.
I slept till about noon. I woke up, I think, about 9, and then I went back to bed. But ended up getting up about noon.
Who finished the drive home?
John did.
Yeah.
But God, it took forever to download all the video files and stuff. Holy crap! Yeah. There was probably over 100 gig of video.
My gosh.
So that took forever. I just
a lot of video.
The SD card with the most files on it. I just downloaded it and then went to bed.
Jeez.
But no, I started thinking, and this is something I've been kind of chewing on for a little bit. Is I was thinking like I kind of wanted to do a Patreon for myself.
Yeah.
And in doing so, like, I want to show people like behind the scenes stuff of like haunting history, behind the scenes stuff of what goes on at the Midwest Mystery Tour, or just do random vlogs, or
get back into filming,
doing live streaming on there, and a bunch of other things too. But I really thought about, like, if I want to do more investigating, I should set up a way to do that, get people involved, build a little community, and just, you know, be a good way to involve people in it. And I mean, yes, I'll make money off of that, but that money is going to go back into like going places and showing things.
Yeah.
You know, showing people around. So I've got this Patreon set up for anybody that wants to join it. Just go to patreon.com/Glidden's and that'll be it. There's like 3 tiers I did. One's for like if you just want haunting history material, you'll get haunting history material. If you want a little bit more, there's some with a little bit more. If you want everything, there's one for everything. So I went ahead and did that. I don't know if I'll get any followers on there or anything. I felt like I needed to do it.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, there was oh wait, never mind. I can't talk about that. Oh, Lord. My life. Now, there's some things that if you watch the show, if you hear me say like, oh, I can't talk about that, I'm not going to talk about that on here. Number one, it's usually because sometimes when things are happening, I talk about it and then it doesn't happen. And it's like, well, shit, I shouldn't have said anything. On Patreon, I'm going to share information of stuff that goes on in my life that is involved with paranormal or just, you know, has a big impact. But I also like the behind the scenes with the Midwest Mystery Tour, like setting up locations and things like that, show processes and that, you know, just kind of vlog that stuff. I think it would be kind of cool if people want to see that, how I handle things, how I contact people, how I talk to people, how I don't talk to people. But I will say we are setting up, trying to set up a location for KY3 News.
Nice.
We're trying to get that set up early.
Give him plenty of time to go through video.
Yeah. Well, give me time to go through video because I'm the one that's filming it all. But it'll give him time to put it all together. But the some of the vlog videos are going to start with that, setting that up, and you know, being behind the scenes of that. Plus, I got some behind the scenes footage of new haunting history episodes that I've been filming. That they're not going to make it into the episodes, but I'm going to put it out there on Patreon. So another thing I wanted to get to, which you were alluding to, last week we talked about paranormal drama.
Yeah.
And we talked about the bullshit going on with the Conjuring house, right? Well, another employee was actually fired. In fact, if I remember what he says on the video,
it's the general manager.
The entire staff got fired.
Yep.
And he has started a GoFundMe because he's trying to lawyer up, and
which he should.
Which I'm just gonna play you guys the video. It's on Facebook. It's public, I guess. So, hang on, I got some messages. Okay. Close that. So it's all public. So I'm going to share this video, and this will give you more insight into what was actually going on at the Conjuring house. I can't believe it's getting to this point, honestly, because it's just so freaking bizarre.
So bad. So bad.
So bad. So bad. All right, we're gonna add to the stage here. Okay. Let me mute this music so you guys can hear everything. Everybody loves good gossip, right? So, all right. Volume's up. There we go. And I'll post a link for his GoFundMe if you guys want to donate.
Hello, everyone. Please bear with me as this is a really difficult video to write for a lot of different reasons that I'll get into. First and foremost, for those that may not know me, my name is Brian Dansrow. I'm one of the original staff members that also worked at the Conjuring House. I worked with Corey and Jen, Cody and Satori, Reed, Aaron, and Steve Mills. We all worked there together to provide the best experiences that we could for the guests. We worked there for the house, we worked there for the spirits, and we tried our best all through so many difficult, challenging times to maintain a straight face, our composure, and to leave the guest out of the drama that was actually happening behind the scenes. So why am I here? Well, as of July 19th, I was fired from the Conjuring House. Now, I wasn't just fired working part-time and all those things. No. I was begged to go work full-time at the Conjuring House by the owner through April and into May. Finally agreed to do it in May, and my full-time at the house started May 20th. I was to get paid every 2 weeks. There was supposed to be payroll deduction. I was supposed to be provided with health insurance, days off, all those things that you would expect with your full-time employer. I left a long-term employment to go there. I had trepidation, but my commitment to the previous staff and to the house and to the spirits, I really wanted to try to make this work for the guest experience. And I thought maybe being full-time with some of the behind-the-scenes assurances I got, where if someone went missing, i.e. the owner, I would be able to pay staff members. I would be able to order the supplies necessary to keep everything running, which never happened. However, my first pay, no deductions were taken out. I had given her all the protected information, the private information necessary for onboarding. She onboarded me to Gusto, an app that does payroll, I guess. She picked it up. Long story short, she told me after my payday had passed that she was sorry. Someone snuck onto her phone and it just happened to go into the Gusto app and just delete all my stuff. Therefore, she wrote me out a check. No deductions taken out. That was a red flag. And I continued to try to press her to make sure that I was going to have the proper deductions. And most importantly, I was going to get the health insurance that I needed, because I did have a heart attack in 2021. And I am on cardiac medications, and I need health insurance. The response I got was, she wasn't able to do it. I'd have to go through Cobra, but she'd pay for it. I went through my previous employer and I got my Cobra set up. I paid $1,600 out for June and July for my health insurance benefits, to which she did actually pay me back. However, she never paid me regularly. My paydays would come and go. She would pay me sometimes a week later, and in two situations, not at all. She owes me 2 weeks of pay that she didn't pay me for June, and she owes me 3 weeks of pay for the past 3 weeks ending this past Friday, July 19th. Now you're probably asking why I'm not working there anymore. Because on July 19th at 1 p.m., Jacqueline, in a very strange look, came up to me and said she had been listening to the voices in her head.
This shit's
And one of the
bizarre.
voices in her head was John Arnold, the former owner of the house, for those that may not know, who in fact died in 1839. And John Arnold told her that me, along with the other staff members that no longer work there, were psychically attacking her.
Ha!
Along with that, she had the audacity to accuse me of stealing money out of the gift shop, which, by the way, is fully recorded, both video as well as audio. So easy enough to disprove, to which I actually said that to her. And she simply got up and walked away. I walked around the front of the house because I was going to leave. She came out yelling and screaming at me, telling me to get off the property. When I told her she just fired me and I wanted the money that was due to me for my previous week's worth of pay, 5 weeks worth of pay to be exact, totaling $9,000, she said no. That was it. And she said, leave, you're trespassing. I'm not saying it again. So I did leave, because I'm not going to break laws, because I don't steal and I don't break laws. That being said, I was given a couple of more texts by her. Great, I guess, right? Telling me that John Arnold again told her I stole money from her. I've been psychically attacking her along with the previous staff. Therefore, she was not paying me anything. And she was not going to pay me for the 5 weeks of pay that was owed to me. In conjunction with that, she threatened me. She threatened that if I tried to go public, if I tried to do anything to hurt her, she would hurt me. That she would go after me. And here I am. She's got much deeper pockets than I do. She owns 2 companies. She owns Wonder Group, LLC, a real estate development firm in Boston. And she owns Balefire, LLC, which is what she uses to operate the Conjuring House. And if that's not enough, she's also an attorney. She's a lawyer trained. She's not a practicing attorney.
Got trained how to be a snake.
I don't have anywhere to turn. I'm owed $9,000. I have no money coming in right now because I was abruptly terminated because of someone that died in 1839. And the reality of it is, I know I have to post this because she's actually been sending text out to employees that are currently working at the Conjuring House, and who knows who else, telling them that she fired me because I psychically attacked her, and because of John Arnold telling her I took money out of a cash box that is totally recorded. So I have no choice but to put something like this up. To help me with this, I've started the GoFundMe page because I do need funds to help me survive the current situation, because I cannot collect unemployment because she never registered me as a full-time employee. So I've got no unemployment taxes being taken out. I had no payroll deductions taken out. And along with that, knowing that I need the money, knowing that I have to post something about this, I know she's going to come after me. And quite honestly, I want to go after her. So the GoFundMe that I am posting, I promise you, is going to help me survive, but it's going to help me gather the money that I need to defend myself and to put her on the offense for what she has done, both to me as well as to the previous staff members that have worked there. I'm sorry it has come to this. I've never in my 2024 punch card would have envisioned that I'd be asking for money, nor that it would be actually starting a GoFundMe page. I never in my life thought I would ever have to do that. I've never in my life had to do that. But this is a situation that I find myself in. Anything anyone can do to help me along the way, I truly appreciate it. And anyone that wants to reach out to me, feel free. I am still looking for an attorney in Rhode Island that does employment, that can handle whatever you want to call this thing is, because I don't even have a name for it anymore. It's so surreal. So thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience with this video. And most importantly, thank you for you. Bye-bye.
Oh, man.
Sounds like the house is getting to her.
That's what it sounds like, right?
Call in Ed and Lorraine Warren.
Wait, what? About that.
Shit.
All right, so I'm going to post a link in the chat here.
I agree with Cassie. Send and Spurrier.
Right. God dang, that was a long...
That's a lot.
Why did it send a Facebook link, huh? Here, let's do this.
Because it's through Facebook that you're clicking on the link.
We just go there. Copy.
Dun, dun, dun.
Come back. And paste. All right, I think this is the link here. There we go. GoFundMe support.
Yeah, it's
Brian. So, yeah, we talked about this last week. What was going on with everybody quitting up there.
Crazy.
And then she's like attacking everybody and threatening
Literally.
lawsuits. And
Yeah.
And now saying she came out and admitted that the voices in her head told her that he is stealing money.
She sounds crazy. But here's the thing, though. Is she actually crazy, or is the house influencing her to do this crap?
Right?
Because as we all know in the paranormal, there's some negative stuff out there.
Yeah.
There's some negative stuff that can affect people, whether it's demons or just negative entities. It actually happened to me. I got really, really upset this last weekend. A certain subject was brought up, and it actually made me really upset. Yeah, but that's all right.
At Malvern?
Yeah, like something was basically like we questioned something, and it actually made me like really upset. Like I got super heated, and I was like
pissed
I
off?
feel like oh yeah.
Let me ask, were
like
you
the
in
instant feeling? I was in the nursing hallway.
Huh.
Yeah, I got super pissed. I got really upset. So I told Jess and Jerry, I was like, "Hey, I feel the energy change. I need to get out of this room, or I need to get out of this hallway. Let's go take a break." And
at least you caught it early.
oh yeah, it was. Oh, you know another weird thing that happened to me. Honestly, the very beginning when you were just doing a walkthrough, there was go through the nursing home hallway, and there was just massive pressure around the crown of my head. I wasn't wearing a hat, by the way. Just walking through.
Right.
And it's like going into that area, I just had so much pressure on my head. It was weird.
Yeah.
It's like I'm noticing changes now. Like subtle little changes in environment, and I don't know, it felt like
This is okay, so this is indicative of when you investigate
Yeah,
often.
I know.
Like
I know
yeah.
that's what I was getting at. It goes along with the whole feels like more things are happening now.
yeah.
Even if it's just little things. Yeah, the energy. Oh my gosh, you're right, Jess. It felt like the energy that Jacob's ladder gives off. It was nuts. Like, and this is when I felt the pressure around my head too. But so as we know in Malvern, assault has been mentioned. Of like the whole upstairs 2 rooms.
Yeah.
Well, and then Josh has talked about like how they were actually lovers, and the clip was like, "I loved him," was what Josh says.
I want to hear that clip. He talks about it,
I would love to hear it.
but I would love to hear
Who
it.
has it though? That's the question. Is it one of his or somebody else's?
I think what it was during an event, Dustin Perry had the portal, and that's what came through. So, I don't know if it was recorded or not.
Well, then there may be no audio for that then. But I do trust Josh as far as that, and if that's the case, because he makes a good point that this is documented
a lot.
a lot. This assault is documented a lot. And you'd think with it being documented that many times, they would move them to different, like separate them. But they were across from each other the entire time. So back then, it just makes sense to label it as assault. And
Well, there's another rumor, some speculation being that Josh has talked to me about. I don't know if I should bring it up because it's in one of the episodes of one of the new episodes of Haunting History is from Malvern.
just wait.
And it's in the episode, so there's some speculation that
was fine.
is now coming up that still correlates.
Yeah, just don't say it. Wait.
Yeah.
But it just I don't know. Mentioning we weren't even talking about them specifically. We were just saying, like, I think the question was who has been
Sorry, Cassie.
a certain way assaulted, and like I think it was mentioned like 3 times, and like each time I just kept getting more and more upset.
Well, see that when we filmed up there and we had Dawn start behaving that way, she started behaving that way in the room where the guy used to stay, the attacker.
Which, if you think about it,
And
we're
she
pretty much
started
right
turning-
below where that's at.
Yeah, and she started getting pissed off at me for, and she got really pissed off at John for asking those questions too, and pushing the envelope because he wanted to see how she'd react.
I will say I wasn't pissed off at Jess or Jerry. I wasn't mad at them. I just
They weren't
that
like
was the feeling.
Yeah, but they weren't like pushing the question, and you may be more able to block than Dawn, because Dawn was still kind of green And
I mean, I noticed it right away, dude.
her affectedness was pretty fucking bad.
Yeah, I noticed it right away. I noticed my mood had shifted instantly because we were having a great time. We were making jokes, laughing, just in an amazing mood. This weekend was amazing, dude. Like, amazing. It was great.
Amazing.
And then all of a sudden, this mood change comes over me, and I'm just like, what just happened? Why did this just happen? Why am I feeling this way?
Yeah.
Why do I feel so upset right now? And that's when I was like, all right, I got to, which we were going on like 20, 30 minutes. Maybe. No, it was like an hour. That first session was an hour in that hallway. Yeah. We were there for a while.
Yeah.
Which that audio is going to suck to go through, but it's all right. I went with my old method instead of doing burst sessions, and I'm probably going to regret it because they're like hour-long audios.
Yeah, you just devoted an entire day.
Literally.
Yeah.
Just an entire day.
Just an entire
But
day.
I didn't have my camera, so I wanted to make sure there was something going at all times. Not at all times, but each time we did a session.
Yeah.
And instead of breaking it up, like I should have done,
God damn it, Charles.
I know, right? What the hell's wrong with me? But
God damn you.
But yeah, so that to me was very interesting. So with that being said, like I was saying, maybe something of the house is actually affecting her, and I wonder if the previous staff thinks that as well.
You know, they made mention, if you watch the Jason Hawes video, where he had everybody on there, or several people on there, that was something that they would talk about, is like they wondered like
help.
if she's being affected by something
Yeah.
from the house.
Yeah.
And this kind of confirms it if she's claiming that, you know, a former owner who died in the 1830s is the one that's affecting her. Or
Dude, I was going to say,
telling her things.
What if like this, or someone's claiming to be the former owner? Exactly, dude. And it's just trying to like, yeah, it's weird. It's so weird what has all happened with this. And if it is possibly something like affecting her, that's scary, bruh. That's so scary.
It just is going to add another layer to the Conjuring house that I feel.
Watch,
feel
she's
like
gonna come away from
somebody's
this and be like, "Oh my god, I was affected. I'm so sorry." Like
somebody's going to
just-
do a part 2 kind of thing on the whole thing.
This paranormal team gets tormented by a dead spirit.
She bought the house knowing good and well what was here and the backstory on it,
Literally,
and she ignored it just to make a quick
just
buck.
like everybody else. What?
Just to make $1.
Yeah.
Bet that dollar and make that. Never mind.
But no, it is a weird. It's a weird topic for sure. Like I've never seen a location with so much drama.
Drama.
Yeah, absolutely.
Huh. I don't know.
But, yeah, man. What do you
Places
think?
places have an effect on people sometimes.
It can, absolutely. I agree.
I think there's only been one place that's really affected me, like physically, emotionally, I guess. It's done it twice to me. One place has done it twice to me. So, and just so you guys know, that's another place that I've shot at for a new season of Haunting History. Just wait till that one comes out.
When's that dropping?
Later.
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 Dang, Jess. Yeah, that is pretty nuts. Carpenter's is wild, man. It is a wild place.
I thought about going and shooting at Carpenter's, but it's just too damn hot.
Yeah.
Damn hot.
I mean, it's been nice lately. Lately, it's been amazing.
I'll just say this, like in regard to the new season of Haunting History, the majority of them it's like a return to kind of thing.
Oh, nice.
Nothing that I've
Follow-ups.
done recently, but older episodes.
Yeah.
It's like I'm going back
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
and just, yeah. That's what this year's been, honestly. And it didn't start out like intentionally doing that. It just started happening. I'm like, man,
Because
it's
we're
like,
going back to times before COVID.
yeah.
We
Well, I mean, this is like way before COVID.
I know, but have you noticed like subtle shift changes in the
Yeah.
world? Like you'd think it's subtle, but it's actually not quite subtle. It's pretty prevalent.
But like everything in my paranormal realm here
Yeah.
has started going back to, I don't know, maybe 6-7 years ago. when things, maybe 8 years ago when things were starting to happen again. Like, I don't know. I'm seeing these things. It's like a return to, and like all these places that I've been setting up or people that have contacted me and stuff. It's like, well, this is like a reunion tour of sorts.
Hey,
but
that's what it takes.
yeah, it is what it is. I'll take it.
Yeah,
now.
absolutely. That's airtime, baby.
Yeah, time. But just gonna set up for a great next year too.
Oh yeah. Also, I'm super excited for September. Let's go to McIntyre.
Yeah, buddy. Because we haven't advertised that yet, and there's only 5 of you in here.
Might as well.
Gonna advertise again. McIntyre Villa, guys. If you haven't got your tickets yet, better get them. They're starting to sell again.
Are you gonna come up and do whiteface the night before?
I'm still debating on that.
Oh, me too.
I just don't want to be wiped for the event.
I know. That's what I was thinking the same thing. Which, depending on what time you get up there for McIntyre, you can sleep a lot.
Yeah, I want to get there at McIntyre probably about 3.
Yeah, makes sense.
Because then I can just kind of chill for a minute, and then like go have dinner, like an actual sit-down dinner, and then let my food settle before everything.
Cassie, only if you pay for my dinner.
I'm gonna go bang on the beds and hide under the windows.
Right. I'm gonna go bang on the windows and hide under the bed. Please do. That'd actually be really funny. That would be amazing.
Jump out and kick your asses.
Oh my
I'll kick your asses, son of
I'll
a bitches.
kick your ass.
Sucker a-hole. A-holy. There's that. I just didn't
I'll
put
buy
the
you
apostrophe. But yeah, guys, September 13th, Friday the 13th, McIntyre Villa. Gotta be there.
I think Mitch is going.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think so.
Hell yeah. Yeah, like I said, tickets have started picking up again. Some sales have started again. So if you guys want to go, you better get your tickets. They're limited.
And that's one of the perfect times in summer or in the year, because it should be right in between that before it starts to get too cool, and it feels nice. Should be pretty nice.
Yeah, it should be like that 60 to 50 degree weather.
Hopefully.
Overnight.
Hopefully. We'll see. I'm thinking
yeah,
more of like
hopefully.
70 to 60.
Yeah,
But-
probably.
Because,
My
I mean,
luck.
August is still going to be hot as hell.
Yes.
And, which we're almost there. We're almost there.
Mhm.
Almost there. Yeah, I'm pretty much just ready for Halloween, man. Ready for spooky season. It's ready. I've been feeling the jazz this past weekend. I was getting in the mood. Jess was talking about a couple of giant skeletons she bought from Home Depot, and I was like, man, that'd be dope.
You know how else people can get in the mood?
Oh.
The Haunting History Store on Threadless.com. You get everything from Boogeyman Radio T-shirts to your Poultrygeist shirts, Haunting History shirts.
Sorry.
There's even a Midwest Mystery Tour shirt on there. So, you guys want to help support us here on the show? Go to hauntinghistory.threadless.com, pick up a shirt, support the show. Yeah, buddy.
Dance again.
I think that's about all I got here.
Yeah, pretty much. It's all good.
So,
Thank you guys for being here. We greatly appreciate it. Have
We're
a
gonna-
wonderful and safe, great night.
we're gonna try to do a paranormal roundtable next week.
Yes,
So,
absolutely. It's gonna be a show next week.
You guys are not going to want to miss that. Got some awesome people hopefully lined up for that. So it's going to be a good one. Some new
If they-
faces.
Yeah, new faces.
So, all right. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.
Bye, everybody. Have a good night.